Close your eyes for a moment and feel the world grow quiet around you. Imagine a sky without color, a horizon wrapped in ash, a planet holding its breath inside a vast and tender darkness. In that darkness, something listens. In that darkness, something prepares to be born. Welcome. I am C.S. Douglas, and this is episode 69 of Codex Æternum, the Rational Bible.
This program is endorsed by Authorpedia, the world's only encyclopedia exclusively dedicated to authors, a living archive where writers and thinkers are immortalized through literature. Visit authorpedia.org and become part of our enduring legacy.
The Age of No Light. Tonight we step into the long night after the storms, a night that removes every false glow and leaves only the ember that truly matters. When the Age of No Light arrives, darkness spreads across the world like a great cloak. The sun hides behind veils of ash, the sky forgets its familiar blue, and the moon drifts as a pale memory behind a curtain of dust. The stars remain concealed, yet their presence surrounds everything like music behind a closed door. The earth walks through shadow. Dust softens every horizon. Light withdraws from the trees, and seeds wait within the soil for a dawn that remains beyond sight. The rhythm of life slows into a deep and heavy pause. Fires lose their generous flame. Wood burns with reluctance. Lanterns struggle for breath. Every remaining spark feels sacred, a small sun resting in human hands. People create shelters in silence. Voices soften into whispers. Families gather close around memory and shape their hours with stories instead of clocks. Once, when the world turned cold and blind, a child carried a single coal wrapped in a scrap of cloth. That ember remained warm through the longest night. When the sky cleared and the first beam of light returned, that coal became the flame of the new world's first fire. The air grows dense with grief. The land carries the weight of sorrow. People sit with the ache of unknowing, with questions that hold shape only in feeling. The old world has passed. Its systems, its noise, its artificial lights all fade from experience. What remains is hunger, cold, and the slow, steady return of presence. The people move by memory, feet learn every stone and root. Hands read the contours of walls and paths. Instinct guides each step, and care replaces haste. In this long night, silence sharpens into a tense companion. Eyes search for forms at the edge of vision. The soul senses a distance from tomorrow, and yet a strange intimacy with now. The elders speak with great care. Each word lands with the gravity of stone. They describe this darkness as a necessary womb. The seed rests in shadow, they say, until the shell softens and the inner life awakens. So the world rests in this night until its hidden truth begins to crack open. The people mourn. They grieve those who walked ahead of them into the unseen. They grieve illusions that once soothed them. They grieve a former ease that never carried real meaning. Night stretches across weeks. Time loosens its grip. Days no longer divide themselves into schedules and appointments. People mark the passage of time through warmth, through shared stories, through rare moments of clarity. Some minds sink into despair. Others hold vigil through the dark hours. Some remember songs that cradle the soul like gentle arms. Others offer pure, companionable silence. Each person chooses a way to carry this great shadow. Hope speaks quietly in such an age. It avoids spectacle. It glows as a faint shimmer in the eyes of a few who still tend embers. Like that wrapped coal of the old story, hope moves from hand to hand through those willing to protect it. The age of no light becomes a crucible. Within it, false certainty dissolves. Masks fall away. Endurance shows its true face. The raw truth of the human spirit steps forward to meet itself. Darkness remains, yet the quality of that darkness changes. It behaves less like a prison and more like a question. People begin to feel a presence beyond the apparent emptiness, a listening intelligence within the blackness, a vast awareness that waits with them for the next movement of creation. The earth holds its breath before the dawn. Humanity holds its breath with it. And somewhere inside this deep, unlit chamber of history, a single idea glows. If the mind stays awake through the longest night, the first light of the new world will rise from within.
Presented by Auraverse, where consciousness, earth, and inner wisdom move as one. Showcase your work at auraverse.network and let your voice travel across worlds.
In our next gathering, episode 70, we will follow that inner light into one of the harshest chapters of all, the enslavement of thought, prisons, and torture for truth, where power attempts to capture the very act of thinking, and yet awakens a form of freedom that no regime understands. Until then, guard your ember, honor your questions, and remember, even the age of no light belongs to the path of awakening. Our next sponsor is Everly Books Publishing Group, a traditional independent press serving both new and established writers. Everly Books welcomes unsolicited manuscripts submitted directly through everlybooks.org.